Thank you, Mr. President. Also standing in support of this amendment. You know, being in the legislature is a wonderful position to learn so many new things about not just science and technology, but fishing. You know, when I came to the legislature, I always heard all of the bad things about gill netting and list all of the issues, you know, but then I hear Senator McCune speak, and I try to pay attention to what's happening on the floor and listen. And what I've come to understand about this particular issue is that this is not necessarily a technical question that I'm qualified to take a position on. It gets beyond just the technical pieces of it. So whether or not I approve, people are viewing this vote as an approval of some people getting rich off of the current permitting system that has been put into place, I think that's the wrong analysis. To me, it says more about the flaw in the policy that when we first passed it. And as I recall, you know, coming into when we first passed this policy a couple of years ago, I was surprised that the tribes weren't necessarily supportive of eliminating gill net fishing. And so I started to question why. Why is that? The fact is that this is not about the technologies or who's getting rich or whatever. It's about a fundamental respect for the whole concept of co-management and government-to-government relations and tribal relations. So when we passed the bill a couple of years ago, when the tribes were opposed to that bill, it raised some little yellow flags for me saying, what's going on here? Here we are, a couple of years later now, trying to fix a problem that was created originally, that was created without consent by both parties involved. So I think that if we really want to honor our principle of co-management, honor the equal status of all three parties, tripartite actually with Oregon as well, we need to accept this amendment. I trust that the tribes are not doing things that will hurt the fish. I trust that they will do things in the best interests of preserving our salmon runs or trying to rebuild it on the Columbia River. So I think that rather than steamrolling one side, we should approach this as co-management like we're supposed to. Figure it out. There's a way to rebuild our salmon stocks, but by just saying we've got the answer and this is how we're going to do it, and disregarding that whole concept of consensus and co-management is not going to get us there. It just keeps us fighting and the salmon will suffer. So I ask for a yes vote on this amendment and let's move forward from here.